How's everybody doing today? Hi, Mike. How are you doing? Shane, how are you, buddy? Thought I'd get on here and see what everybody's up to this weekend. Oh, I'm doing pretty good, Mike. Getting ready to go check some bait traps here in a little bit. Ohio, how are you doing, buddy? Think we're gonna go set some trot lines. There's Timber. How are you doing? Hi, Jed. Heading to Bass Pro. I think we're gonna go set some trot lines here after a bit. Oh my goodness. Well, it's only 7 o'clock there, isn't it? Hi, Lorna. How are you doing? Oh, there you go. Hey, Raven. I need to go out and look at my garden. I need to quit looking at my garden every day. Lily, no. Wild Bill, he worked all night. There you go. I do too, Jed. That's right, Tipper. You need to get that garden video. You know that rabbit? Hey, Cody Paul, how are you doing? He's moved around to the front yard. As long as he stays out of the garden, I'll be all right with him. Looks like we're not supposed to have any rain here for the next couple of days, 2 or 3 days, which would be good because we had 5 inches of rain there in 2 days, so everything's pretty well flooded. So if we don't get any for 2 or 3 days, the garden will really start looking good. Morning, Terry. How are you doing? It's gloomy there. Yeah, that was a bad deal, Cody Paul. Yeah, Lorna, I think that everything looks pretty good in the garden. Got thunder and rain there. It's sunny and warm here. I'm glad to hear that, Terry. I was I was gonna go hunting last night, but man, it's just humid. Oh, is that right? Hope you get feeling better, Lily. Now, Lily. The puppies are getting big, up walking around, growling around, playing with each other. You know, Sand Creek he was a pretty good old boy. I hated to lose him, but he's been suffering for a while. He's been in and out of the hospital, you know. He won't have to suffer no more. And I hate to say that. That's not being disrespectful at all. Sand Creek was a lot like Timber and a lot like all you guys, you know. He'd come right in there, and he didn't really have a whole lot to say, but he'd jump right in and help everybody there. Anybody got any big plans for the weekend? Son-in-law and daughter walking in. Hey, Avery, how are you? Okay. Hey. I don't need it no more. It's because she hadn't started it in like 3 weeks.
I started there once in a while.
Yeah, you think?
I don't know. I haven't started the dive much. I like that. So
There you go. Y'all don't have too much fun.
just drive all over the place.
Yeah.
Come back and hang out.
See you later. I'm thinking about going. I probably won't hunt tonight. There's Dirt Nap. Terry don't have no big plans. Dirt Nap, I put out 2 bait traps last night. I'm going to go check them here in a little bit. I think we're going to go up to Mark Twain to set some lines tonight, this afternoon. Yeah, Cody, it's not a good thing, buddy. But it kind of is. I mean, there's illegal. How are you doing, buddy? I don't blame you, Jen. Cody, he's been suffering for a long time, bud. You know, the only thing you can do is keep going and remembering. Putting on your war paint? Oh, good Lord, Terry, you don't even need that. I seen you caught that eel. That's pretty cool. Illegal. Oh, they was a little ornery there a little bit ago. I'll show them to you. Oh, mama and the babies. All the yard sales are starting to kick off here. There's old Slick. Nope, that's not Slick. That's Danny's puppy going up front. Oh, you got that? That's cool. David Dodson, how are you doing, buddy? Lily? Now. They're getting big. They're up walking around and stuff. I called the vet yesterday to get an appointment to get their shots and stuff already when they turn 5 weeks, and the vet says they don't like doing that at 5 weeks, and I said, well, I want to do it while they're still getting a little bit of immune system from their mama. But they're up wandering around a little bit. Every day they get a little stronger. I don't care, Brandon, come on. That's what I was letting you know, that we're going to go this afternoon. But anytime you want to come up this morning, just come on up. Because I got to go run them bait traps. Oh, good Lord, Cody Paul. There's river rats. Okay, Brandon. I'm not going to be on here all day. I'm just messing around. My mom and my wife and everybody went to go get their toenails and fingernails done. I just never could see that. Well, bring your old booty down here, Cody Paul. You can crawl up in there with them. Oh, really? Well, you should have had her dropped you off on the way. It is here too, Timber. It's humid and hot. I thought about hunting last night, but good grief. Spooks, he's been staying inside. It's 68 degrees in the house, so. I bet you'd have to wrestle some people over them puppies, Cody. Yeah, tell them to come back and get you. I bet it was, Mike. Nah, I'm not that type of guy. I can cut my own fingernails and toenails. I don't need to pay somebody to do it. It's true, Jen. Oh, good grief, Terry. All you need is a good set of toenail clippers and a file. You can whittle them down. I remember my daddy used to cut his fingernails with a pocket knife. You've gotten by pretty good though, haven't you, Jen? Not ever having one? Is that right? Treated dentry? Terry. Oh, you're crazy. Lorna said she hadn't either. I've slammed my daggone fingers so many times that half my thumbnails and fingernails don't work. Is that right? I'll be glad when these puppies are off of Lily so I can start hunting her again. be up around 1? You'll be up here around 1? Okay, that'll work. May have to go to the creek and try to catch some more bait if we don't get enough. Fishing trucker, how are you doing, buddy? I'm pretty good. I woke up grumpy. Well, that's how I am, Timber. I don't worry. If they don't like it because I got dirty fingernails, then I guess they just have to go on. I went to the doctor one time and he asked why I hadn't cleaned my fingernails, and I said I didn't have time. I was trying to be on time, unlike him. I've got a lady doctor as my primary, and I asked her one time if when they got there's old hag, how are you doing? Appreciate you coming in. I asked that doctor if when they got their certificate of that they're a doctor now, do they got to turn in all of their timepieces? Terry. You know, I never did wear gloves. I was a tree trimmer for a long time, and, you know, growing up, we picked up hay. Morning, Tom Kelly. How are you? And I hated wearing gloves. Oh, mine's the same way. Tom, what are you up to today? Anything good? I'm about to dust off my fishing poles. Oh, it's raining. Sweden's national day. That's the way I am, Jen. Making a pit stop on the way to the lake. Man, that sounds like we're going to the lake this evening. Are you going to put trim around the lake house? That'd be nice. You going to take a fishing pole with you? I've been there, buddy. Ohio, I did concrete several years. Flat working walls. We used to do it down at Lake of the Ozarks, and everybody wanted the walls raked. That was a dirty job. Okay, Terry, when we get up there today, I'll do a video. We're going to be on Mark Twain Lake. You doing dishes, Hag? If I put something in there, she wants to cover up the puppies. And then I'm afraid she'll lay on them. Now she just hears me talking and she wants to be on my lap. She needs her toenails cut. There you go, Tom. Yeah, Mike, what they do is that before the concrete sets hard, you pull the form off the outside and then take a hard garden rake and it chips it out and lets the gravel show through. It makes it pretty. There you go, Terry. Now. Oh, really? You just cut their nails? I try to keep them trimmed back because I like to show them. There you go. I think we all do that, Hag. We all procrastinate a little bit. We used to do them raked walls down around Lake the Ozarks. Wasn't much fun. You get down around the lake, there's a lot of that. You can come on over and get some firewood. I spent 2 days this week cutting firewood. Pennsylvania trapping, how are you, buddy? I appreciate you sharing me out. Take care, Tom. I appreciate you coming in, buddy. I'm doing good, just out here relaxing for a little bit. Well, good grief. I don't think my boat will swim that far. Take care, Jen. We'll see you later. I worked down at the lake for Hanson Construction several years. I poured a lot of concrete. I'd rather do walls than flat work. Oh, there you go. No, I don't have any built-in floating devices. All I've got's that old Ford. Lily's gonna get comfortable. Did you? You know, everybody on the crew, they would forget. They just drag that mud. You know. There's Anita. How are you doing? They drag the mud, but they'd forget to pick up the steel. There you go. Yeah, it's pointless if you're not putting up the steel. That's a lot of handwork, Mike. You got any big plans this weekend, Anita? I'm ready to get old Spook out and start running him, but I don't know. He's soft now. He's a big baby. It's warm here, I'll say that. That's what I've got a fan on these dogs here in the garage, but hey there, Junior. How are you doing, buddy? Oh, you're at work? You know, Lorna, he'll never get over that Ehrlichia. Oh, that'd be awesome, Ohio. That Ehrlichia, it affects him forever. He'll be on medication forever. There you go. Hey, I appreciate you stopping in. But they say that the heat bothers them more than anything. The heat affects them. Oh, there's a whole wad of little puppies back there. Going to a new spot tonight. Hope it's a good one. Old Fossil Creek Kennels, he's going to be dropping a video. Take care, Hag. I appreciate you. Get them dishes done. Old Fossil Creek, he's been sending me pictures. He smoked a pork butt last night. Good Lord, he had me hungry early this morning. Every tree's touching. Yeah, that pork butt did sound good. It looked good. I'm back. Them puppies are all sleeping. I need to get Spook out. Everybody else is going hunting. I haven't had Spook out in 2 weeks. He did a good job last time we had him out, though. You gonna take Bella Girl out? Chocolate Chip Mint Mouse, how are you? Welcome aboard. I appreciate you coming in. I can usually make them look. I'm doing good. It's a little warm, but I'm doing pretty good. I can usually make them coons look, and this time of year, you can make them jump out of the tree. Shake a vine around or shake a limb around and squall, they'll generally come out. There you go. Treating somebody's front yard. Yeah. Yeah, a lot. Right now we got a lot of kittens down. So they'll look. Yeah, I've never owned a squaller. Was they cussing? That's funny. I treated one time, I used to have a dog named Woody, and he treated this old man's front, well, right beside his bedroom, and that old dog was loud. And I just got to the tree and put a leash on him, and I seen the motion light come on in the front of the house, and he hollered out there. He said, "Who's out there?" And I told him it was me, and he said, "Do me a favor." And I just knew he was going to tell me not to come back. And he said, I said, "What's that?" And he said, "Kill that daggone coon." He said, "I don't ever want him back in my yard." I said, "Yes, sir." You on your way? There you go. We had an old man give us permission to hunt one day. We told him we'd be in about dark, and he's shooting a 22 down in the woods at us. And I hollered at him to quit shooting, and he shot 2 more times, so I took the rifle from my buddy and I shot his porch light out. Then I went up to his house and asked him what the heck was going on. You know, he just gave us permission. Well, he said he'd forgot about it, and he just assumed we wasn't in there. Hi, Wanda, how are you doing? I kind of take that getting shot at a little touchy. That's good, Wanda. Old dirt nap. Well, head high on you is about chest high on me. We never went back to that place. But he was whizzing bullets close enough you could hear him going through the brush beside us. Just 22, but I can tell you firsthand, them 22 bullets hurt. I think you got Dirt in that beat. I don't think he's 5'5". People just don't pay attention when they're hunting sometimes. They get excited. You too, Minnie Mouse, or Mint Mouse, I appreciate you coming in. Oh, I'll shoot back. I'm not... And I wasn't trying to hurt the guy. I mean, I didn't hit the porch light on accident. You take care, Mint Mouse. I appreciate you. Five eight. Oh, really? They thought you were alone? Oh, thank you. I appreciate you hanging in, Mint Mouse. You working, Hunter? They sprayed you the deer stand you were in? Okay, I appreciate it. Yeah, that's what I said, Mike. Ain't no way he's that tall. That yarny zebra and stuff. How are you, young lady? Hope you're feeling good. I thought you was taller than that, Mike. I used to be 6'1", but I'm only 6 foot even now. You're awake? Well, that's a good thing. Yarny, you gals crack me up. You wake up and make a video and say, I haven't even done anything with my hair, and your hair looks good. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, you don't have to. And Terry, she says she's got to get her war paint on, Terry in circles. I'm like, she looks fine as she is. It takes me forever to get my hair just right. I bet I spent almost a minute and a half on my hair this morning. Not quite that long. I can't help it, Lorna. I'm just a little bit ornery. I wake up this way. I appreciate that, Ohio. I worked so hard. Oh, good grief. Nap, come on now. Nobody measures theirself with boots on. Oh, thank you, Lauren. I appreciate that. That's the way with my daughter and her husband. My daughter's taller than he is. I ask him all the time how he likes it, knowing that his wife could beat him up or outshoot him on any given day. He just grins at me. Bringing back the mullet. You know, I was younger. I had a mullet when I was about 18. I think I was 23, 24 when I got married and still had one. Lost 2 inches over the years. There you go. Yeah, that's how I was when I was your age, 25 years ago. I know, Yarny, I've lost about an inch. You got to wear your boots to catch up to Ohio. I've had my hair cut like this for about 12, 15 years. Good morning, E. Johnson. How are you? Hope you're having a good Saturday. He got that off of Ricky Bobby, Ohio. Talladega Nights. This sun and humidity should make the garden do better. A little bit of shake, a little bit of bake. That's right. Neighbors going by, gotta wave at everybody. Thank you, Timber, I appreciate that. I'm gonna have to break these catfishing poles out from behind me. We got all them catfishing poles and bass poles and crappie poles. Gonna have to break them out. That was a pretty good show all up until the very end of it. That opened her eyes up. Well, Lily, she likes to tree my neighbor's cat. Gets me in trouble. First time she did it, I was petting her up. I thought my neighbors were gone. I was petting her at the tree. And she was just treeing her heart out. And all of a sudden the neighbor's door opened up and he says, "What the heck is going on out here?" I had to do a little explaining. Yeah, I've seen that. Oh, this time of year, it's not legal to shoot them. We usually just pet the dogs up and go on and turn them loose again. During coon season, we'll peel them out, skin them, and I'll cook them and then sell the hides if they're worth anything. But the last few years, they hadn't been worth much. I think I got $11 a piece for the biggest coons that I had. I got $11 a piece for last year. And then was stretched, fleshed and stretched. They was over 36 to 38 inches. They were good coons. We don't usually shoot the young ones. Let them go grow up for next year. That's why we've got so many raccoons around here. Big Brown Food Reviews, how are you? Oh, you're not new. I've seen you in here before. Ed, that's good, buddy. If y'all don't have Big Brown Food Reviews, get a hold of him. He's a good channel. Yeah, that was fleshed and stretched and everything. Ed Dodson, is that right, Mike? Yeah, he's the one that I got Angie from. He said he didn't even realize that was her the other day at the dog show. Y'all, if you don't have each other in here, grab each other up. Everybody in here is good people. Since I've been doing live streams, we have had one troll in here, and he lasted about 2 minutes. And we haven't had any troll trouble. Hey Jamie, why don't you post your cooking channel? Big Brown Food Reviews. He's got a good cooking channel. He's got a good channel. I've been on it a few times. Yeah, that's true. She is. Heck yeah. When's your birthday, Yarny? That's why I'm not on the river right now, Dirt Nap. It's too high. That's why we're going to go up to the lake. All this rain should have them biting. What's your goal, Yarny? I'm not sure where you're at. Well, I'm not even going to ask you how old you're going to be. I think, what is it, probably 28, 30? If y'all don't have Yarny, get a hold of her. Oh, is that right? Buried his side by side? I haven't had mine stuck yet. It's hard to get stuck on asphalt, though. I pulled out my neighbor's uh, zero-turn mower the other day. Doesn't he have a winch on it? Mine came factory with a winch. Oh, good Lord. Oh, you're still young, Yarny. I'll be 52 in October. Some days I just feel old. Some days I feel pretty good. Oh, man. Now, I'm not interested in all of that. But I'm not going to take mine out in the swamp either. Thank you, Timber. I appreciate that. You're exactly right, Ohio. You're exactly right. We was out setting fish traps yesterday. Seen something out in the field, and boy was with me. He said, "You think you can hit that, Mike?" And I said, "Well, of course I could." And then he said, "I don't think you can." Well, you know what happened then. I had to break out the rifle. I had 22 mag with me. So I squeezed off one trigger and it flopped. He said he'd never seen nobody shoot something at 150, 200 yards with a 22 mag and smoke it. I said, that's because not everybody's as good as I am. How long before you get here, Dirt Nap? I grilled up a bunch of pork steaks last night. Old Spooky was sitting in there in the kennel. Oh, I bet. And he just kept staring at me. I feel young sometimes, but most of the time I don't. So I had to cut up a pork steak and take in there and give to him. He's just like a kid, Ohio. You give him a little bit and he just wants a little more. But that was pretty good. I grilled it with a sticky pig rub on it, and then after it got done, we put some Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce on it. I'm telling you what, that was good. Oh, that sounds good too, pork ribs. Exactly. So I gave him a whole pork steak, and then the some gun that didn't even satisfy him. Thank you, Timber. I appreciate that. Heck yeah, that's what we're getting ready to do, Cody Paul. Cody, do you see all these fishing poles I got behind me here? Starting out with my crappie poles and then some catfish poles on up there. That top one's a 15-foot pole. And then I got another batch. That's right, Timber. Over there in that corner. All them poles hanging up over there. And I just can't understand when I'm at the store somewhere and I want to buy a new fishing pole, my wife gets upset. Oh, that reel's probably 20 years old, Cody. At least. That's an old pin reel. There you go, that's right. Cody Paul ain't showing up, but I think next year we're going to take off and go to Montana and visit Montana John's Outdoor Adventures. If you all don't have Montana John's, look him up. Is that my coffee? A Dr. Pepper's what I drink. I wake up in the morning drinking Dr. Pepper and I go to bed drinking Dr. Pepper. He is a super good guy. Yep, that's my coffee. And I'm not sponsored by him. I just really like Dr. Pepper. Thank you, Timber Hill. I appreciate that. I'm shocked he's not in here, but he's probably out shooting or fishing or something. I watched the video, and him and his son were out shooting a 6.5 Creedmoor the other day at 3/4 of a mile, and he hit the target like 6 or 8 times out of 10. He didn't miss very many. That was his 18-year-old boy. That's impressive. Because you could see the wind was blowing the trees around. So, I mean, he's shooting a 130 grain bullet at 3/4 of a mile and still hitting a 10-inch plate. Timber, how's old Turbo doing today? Oh, E. Johnson. You know, a lot of times we'll go down below Truman Dam there at Lake of the Ozarks, and the water out there at about 20 yards. Is that right, Cody Paul? That's good shooting. But the water out there about 20 yards is a big drop off. That's awesome, Timber. I'm glad. So you got to have a 14, 15-foot pole just to hold it up when you're reeling in to keep out of the rocks. But the bass poles and crappie poles, I've caught bass and walleye and catfish, everything on my crappie poles. So we go up and catch white bass, and you never know if. I mean, we've caught 3 to 5 pound flathead on a crappie jig. So when you're crappie fishing, you never know what you're gonna catch. That's the way Spook is, Timber. I don't want to spoil him too much. I want him to keep hunting. Oh, I bet that's right. My longest shot, excuse me, was 951 yards on a running coyote. I don't get out and practice on plates and stuff much unless I'm sighting it in. But I shot a buck running at 860, a coyote at 951. So, but them was both running shots. They wasn't standing targets. They say it, even a blind squirrel will find an acorn every once in a while, Ohio. Year before last, everybody, they were saying I was a two-shot wonder because if a coyote or a fox or anything was standing still, he was safe. And my son-in-law, he says, I know when something's about to die. I quit bow hunting last year. I'm not going to do it anymore. But he said he could tell when something was fixing to die because if he heard that trigger go boom, and the next words he heard was, well, son of a bitch, that it was fixing to die. Because I'd kill everything on the second shot. If they was standing, I'd shoot over them every time, right over their back. But if they took off running, they was in trouble. There you go. Half the coons we shoot, Timber, I get to squalling and they'll come running down the tree, and half the coons I shoot are running down the tree. I got a kick out of River Rat's nephew. He said there ain't no way you can shoot through all that stuff and hit that coon in the eye. And I missed the first shot, but the second shot I didn't. He rolled out. But I spend a lot of time when I'm sighting my guns in to get them dead on. That little 22 mag I shoot at 50 yards, you can put two bullets in the same hole. I'm just not much of a deer hunter anymore. Oh, is that right? Ohio was using slugs, I guess. That 870 12 gauge Remington is the best. I believe that's the best shotgun they ever came out with. Trapping with Jinx, how are you doing, buddy? Everything's going good here. I'm waiting on Dirt Nap. We're gonna go check some bait traps and go set some lines. That's the way I am, Timber. I went out there, good friend of mine that, you know that dozer pup that Hollerbred's got? Good friend of mine last year, he owns that female. I wasn't gonna deer hunt, and he told me to come up and he'll put me on a retirement buck. He'd make that my last buck. And I sat all day Saturday. I'm talking 12 to 13 hours. And I pulled the trigger on one little button buck. And the next day, he told me not to shoot anything. You taking off? Cody Paul, you good luck today, buddy. And he said not to shoot anything that didn't make my little pucker up. So I waited all day, the whole day, and never killed nothing. There you go, Dirt Nap. So the next morning I told him if it was all right with him, I was just going to shoot the first deer that walked out. And Yarny Stuff, I appreciate you coming in, girl. You have a great day. So the first deer that walked out, I thought was a big doe until it stepped into the clearing. And I counted, it had 4 points on one side and went to the shoulder and pulled the trigger. And when I got to it, it was a 174-inch, 13-point buck. Biggest deer I've ever shot. Oh, I've killed a lot of deer with a 12 gauge. I've never killed one with a slug. Now the puppies are waking up and they're going straight for the breakfast. I like a bolt action Dirt Nap. I really do. They're more accurate, I feel like. Oh, I've ate a lot of coon, yeah. Yeah, you boil her down. And I wish they had season this time of year, because them young ones you can fry them up and taste like rabbit. Oh, you can't hunt with a rifle? You know, I've killed deer with 30-30, 30-06, 25-06, 270 short mag. Butcher Block, how are you doing, buddy? I've shot deer with just about every caliber you can shoot them. And last year, I went to a 22-250, and everybody gave me a hard time because it wasn't a heavy enough round to kill a deer. And I tried to explain to them it's not the round that the caliber, it's bullet placement. You put that bullet where you want it, and yeah, I like a 270 and a 30-30, but that 22-250, there's no recoil to that gun. That's what I like. I use a 22 for squirrel, Yarny. I even got a 45-70. I've got a 45-70 Springfield. Shoots a 405 grain bullet. And I'm going to do that this year. I'm going to buy one deer tag, and I'm going to go out and shoot a doe with that 45-70 just because I've always wanted to and never done it. Oh yeah. Butcher, that little 22-250 is a wicked little round. Is that right, Dirt Nap? I use a 22. I like 22 mag too. Just head shoot them. I killed a coyote 721 steps with it last year. And I know for a fact because my son-in-law walked out there to get it. And he stepped it off. I love that little 17 HMR. That's a sweet little round. Oh yeah. Yeah. That 308, I sighted one in for a buddy of mine, and it was, oh, he had it glass bedded and modified and everything. And I sighted it in 100 yards. You could put 3 shots, all 3 touching. And I watched him one day, At 100 yards, he completely missed a goat. Somebody had turned a bunch of goats loose, and the farmer asked us to get rid of them. So I thought, well, I'll shoot one and eat it, see how it tastes. So I shot one. We both shot at the same time, and he missed his, and I dropped mine. And there wasn't no excuses because that rifle he was shooting was sweet. Hi, Carrie. How are you? But I tasted that goat, and I won't make that same mistake twice. Oh, that little 17. We used to head shoot doves at 30 and 40 yards. You could put a coon's eye out at 50 yards with it. That's good, Carrie. Is it cool up there or hot? It's hot here today. I almost thought about wearing shorts when we go out on the boat, but I didn't. Didn't know if everybody'd have sunglasses. Montana John showing up sideways in here. Look at him. Hey, you guys be careful down there, John. I know where you're coming from, but still be careful, buddy. '84 today. You're on the water. We're getting ready to be. We're getting ready to be on the water here in a little bit. Oh, heck yeah. I was just talking about you a little bit ago, John. It's going to be nice, but it's going to be hot when Dirt Nap gets here. I may have him help me put the canopy on my boat. He ought to be coming in about any time, 5-10 minutes. Oh, it's summer here too, buddy. Oh, they're all doing good. Them puppies are having breakfast right now, Carrie. Everybody check out Timber Hill. Oh, good Lord. I'll show you them puppies, Carrie. There's my ceiling. I've got to resituate myself. I appreciate it, John. There ain't nothing awesome about me, though. Just average, buddy. There's all the babies and mama. They're digging right in, ain't they? I was looking at them last night, and you can start to see their heads are starting to turn red. Oh, is that right? Where are you at, Dirt Nap? Still in Columbia? That's good, John, that you guys are all doing that. Somebody needs to teach his people that they can't just run over everybody anymore. People are getting tired of it. Oh, yeah. She's tired, Mama. She's got 10 of them nursing on her all the time. But she's doing super good. There you go. Melanie, how are you, young lady? Bree, good to see you. Terry was in here earlier. I don't know if she's still around or not. Said she was going to go put on her war paint. That's awesome, Melanie. Well, I got somebody pulling in here, guys. I'm going to have to jump off. So, you all take care, and we'll holler at you later on. We'll see you.